Good morning. Well, actually, good afternoon. Been a long day. So, welcome scrappers, scrappets, planet lovers, recyclers, and all the really cool people who I like to hang out with on TikTok. Haven't really had much new come in, but these are a little bit different. I got a pretty decent deal on these. They are HP ProLiant 460 G7 blade servers. We've done Dell, we've done IBM, this is an HP. The date on it, due date, I'm presuming due date for the installation 3/22/11. So this should be a fairly old board. I can already see some really good gold pins, and so let's get into it here. I don't think these are copper, but we'll see. I just got back from my scrapyard run, and it's copper aluminum. I'm gonna have to hit this with a grinder and see if that's copper or not. If it's all copper, and I don't think it is, I'm pretty sure this is aluminum. Copper aluminum heat sinks are not paying well. They only pay like 10 to 20 cents a pound. So there's something you want to clean them up a bit, and try to get the copper out. According to Non-Ferrous Jeff, the copper guys don't want the aluminum guys don't want the copper, and nobody wants the stainless steel. So, alright, now be patient with me. I have not yet taken one of these apart. I bought this because I bought it for this. I've actually been stripping the Dell blade modules. I've been stripping these backplane boards and connectors, and for gold recovery pins. I've got almost a pound here. When I get a pound, I will put it up for sale in the eBay store. I'm not quite there yet though. But yeah, these pull the boards. I mean, gee whiz, look at that. So anything that connects or has connector pins like this, yeah, you're gonna find some really good gold. Good gold. I do not refine gold. It ain't my thing. Hi, Mr. Long. How are you? James, hello. John, hello. I know a couple others went by and I was running my mouth and I didn't see it. All right. Like I said, just bear with me. I have not done one of these yet, and I should have, coulda, woulda. I really should have taken one apart before I went live, but it's alright. You guys enjoy watching me make a total fool of myself on TikTok Live, don't you? You'd think with all the hundreds of these that we've done. How many big lots can you do of RAM? Right now, all I have is the shielded RAM. I can't keep it in stock. I just can't. It goes out as fast as I can list it. So one thing I've been doing is trying to get some other gold-bearing material up and processed for you guys. Everybody wants RAM, and there's just only so much of it, you know. Right now I'm selling it at $40 a pound. I know of a scrapyard that is buying it for $50 a pound, but it's too far for me to drive, so I'm not doing that. Problem with eBay is the dang surcharges. You know, you gotta pay seller fees, and I'll get there. He wants me to show the memory. I'm getting there. I went to the scrapyard today. Copper prices had gone up quite a bit, and yesterday they came right on back down. This is a backplane board of sorts, and usually get some good gold pins off a backplane board. There we go. Just gotta get, there we go. See, now I can get at the board. Now I can get the RAM out without too much of a fuss. So this is just shred. These backplane boards on these older blades have some really good gold connector pins. I'll probably sell those cards with the gold connector pins, or I'll just take the pins myself. I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to make as much gold bearing material available as I can for you guys. Hello, Do-Right, how are you? Dave Davis, hello. Yeah, I just kind of did a random, decided to go live today. Just because I don't think I've scrapped one of these for you. I don't think I had any of these. I had different product. Okay, now I can get this darling out. Those of you who have been following the board selling community know, they should know, or do know, I'll tell you now. All the board grading has gotten turned on its ears. It's been completely revamped, completely redone, and honestly it's still kind of sorting itself out. So right now, as it sits like this would be a copper aluminum heatsink. I've got so many of them downstairs that, I mean, with copper hitting over $5 a pound, and some people think by October it'll be up to $6. I don't know. You know, this whole copper tariff thing, I don't know. None of us do. So it was a decent price. You know, sometimes you gotta raise some funds. Now this is shielded RAM. It's gold fingered RAM with a heat shield on it. This heat shield is very easy to remove. All you have to do is heat it up. You want to release the thermal paste inside, and you just put a screwdriver here and a screwdriver here and open it up. It's time consuming, and so I have the shielded RAM up for sale as well. It is selling for less. If I get time and I can clean it, I will. But right now, I don't know. The only way I can make RAM available is if I you know, sell the shielded RAM. I think BoardSword is paying $12.90 a pound for shielded right now, and $34, I think, for clean. It's the same. It's good RAM under here. It's good chunky server RAM. Just I don't really know why they put the heat shields on. I think it depends on what kind of unit this is in. If it doesn't get good fan and good ventilation, they may put the heat shields on. So this is shielded RAM. Okay. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's enjoying the summer and everything's going well. Thank you, Do-Right. I'm doing pretty well. Daryl, welcome. And please, guys, if I don't see your name go by or that you joined or liked the video, accept my apologies. If you have a question, best thing is to put it into the messages. Phil's Gold, I did get your message. I will, I'll get back to you on that. You have to be careful with these. I can already see the chip is starting to lift, so I am going to suspend trying to get that heat shield off. If the heat shield pops off easily, yeah, that's fine. But if you have to fight with it, it's going to pull the chip off. That's going to downgrade your board. You don't want to do that. That would be not cool. Let's see, 2011. 2011. So I'm going to presume we're going to get some kind of an, Intel chip. I don't think it's going to be pinned. I think it's going to be an unpinned. Let's see. Yep. Probably probably one of the earlier Xeons. Intel 09 Xeon. That is a pinless, there's no pins there, so that is sold as a pinless CPU with a metal back. I sell them in my eBay store by the pound. It's just, you know, it just, when they came out, I mean, they would sell for 100. This live got 1430 more likes in the past 5 minutes. Wow. Well, thank you. I like all of you too. You guys have been great. The channel's doing really well. Wow. You know, I try to avoid going on when I know other people are on, but today, like I said, I had these, I was doing them, and you know, if you're going to be a content creator, you got to have content. So, matter of one, welcome aboard. So, pinless CPUs with a metal back. I could either sell them to one of my online buyers, or I can put them in the eBay store for you guys. I've got them in there right now because I have quite a few. I've got about 10 or 11 pounds of them. You know, I try to make it available to you guys first. If you'd like to buy some, great. If not, that's okay. I am working on the other web store, which is going to be thecomputerscrapper.com. And I will have order forms on there, and you will be able to order directly from me and not have to pay the extra that I have to charge for eBay stuff. Alright. Okay. Let's see. See if I can get this board out. Sometimes when you're scrapping servers, you have to get this bracket off because there's a metal plate underneath here. Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. And in this case, I just had to loosen the front handle here, and that should release the board. All right. Come on, darling. You want to come out from the other side, do you? All right, then. Shred. Shred was 125 a gross ton this morning. And if you're going to sell this to a buyer, you do have to get the metal back off. There's probably just a couple of screws here. They don't like the metal. They don't like the metal back to be left on. And I don't blame them. I would insist on it being removed too. I do buy boards. I actually have, that's been taking off very well, ouch, for me. I'm starting to get a lot of people coming to me to buy the boards. Because I pay better than the scrapyard does. And the scrapyard can't sell them to me because of their insurance policy and so on and so forth. But they're good enough to drop my name here and again. And that's coming along. Okay. Are you going to come off here or not? Oh, God, this one's got to be a real pain in the kisser, huh? You're going to be a pain in the kisser? That's cast aluminum. That's nice. Come on. Shoot. Let's see. Bear with me, guys. Like I said, I have not done one of this model yet, so I don't. Yeah, I think I've got to take the. I think I've got to get the bracket off. That's what I think is hanging the board onto the plate, and then I'll go over some of the components that are on the board for you. Getting really hard to find E-scrap, guys. Getting harder and harder. I tend to be buying it in bulk lately. I'm buying it by the pallet. But what that means is there's going to be a lot of the same type type of a unit, which is kind of a pain in the neck. But that's going to be the only way I can keep E-scrap glowing. Flowing E-scrap. Crap. You need one size bigger than that. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July holiday weekend. I know a lot of people are on vacation this week. Hi, Joshua. See you later, matter of one. This is going to be a pain in my butt. I'm not going to have the right size unit. Let me see if I can get my hands on a number 10 screwdriver. I cleaned the table. Now I don't know where anything is. I've had all kinds of people in and out of the house, contractors, insurance people. Oh boy. This flood thing has been an epic disaster. I got flooded Mother's Day weekend. My sink overflowed everywhere, and I have been dealing with an absolutely chaotic mess around here. But it'll get there. Hello, Patrick. Hi, Dave. I'm having a hard time finding exactly the right size screwdriver to deal with this. Okay, well, rather than me fiddle around with it here and waste everybody's time, I'll separate that from the board later. I'm going to have to get. This is a 10. I think I need a 12. So let's take a look at this board. Always remember to get your batteries off. Hi, Robert. Welcome. And always get the battery off because you can't ship with the battery on. Again, these are, if I try to pull these, the chances are pretty good that I'm going to wind up pulling the chip off. It's probably a flip chip. It could be a gold-banded BGA. Board itself is a pretty good board. But again, this is from 2011? Date of production 3/22/11. So the board itself is a good board. It's good for a gold refiner. It's going to be very rich in gold-bearing materials, the board itself. Not necessarily something the home gamer can get his mitts around. There's not a lot on here for the home gamer. So these kind of boards are better sold to a refiner. There's some BGA chips. There's a flip chip. Some IC and flat pack. Gold. Oh, but what I am going to be able to recover here is going to be this. And I don't leave that on the board because it won't increase the value. This is called a dual metal socket. Hold on 1 second, Choo Chow. I'll answer that in a minute. This is a dual metal socket server motherboard. In this case, it's a blade server. Blade servers are smaller and they slide in and out of a cabinet like a drawer. I like scrapping blade servers. There's not a lot of waste on them. They're lighter. They're easier for me to manage, and I get just about everything I want. I'll get a heatsink. I'll get CPUs. I'll get RAM. That's all I'm really after, and I'll get a halfway decent board. Okay, so we've got gold pins here, which I will take. These should come off very easily. They should just pull just like that. I'm not hurting myself, and I'm not hurting my buyer by doing this. I would hurt myself and my buyer if I depopulated this board and I took the chips off. See, when they grade these things, they expect certain things to be on the board. And certain other things, well, not necessarily, like the gold pins. If I was selling this as a telecom board, which I will never get for this board, I would have to leave all this gold bearing material on. Why? Because they'd paying a lot more per pound for a much higher quality board. I'm sorry, I know you asked me a question and I saw it go by, and I apologize because I didn't see it. Again, if you have a question, guys, shoot me a send it in my inbox. I'll answer. Yeah, so these are going over here with the gold pins. Hi, Cheeseburger. Media, welcome. Boy, I see a lot of new names coming in. It's awesome. I'm glad I decided to pop a live on here today. That's awesome. I usually go, my usual live is Sunday morning, like between 8 and 10. But, like I said, I had some different material to show you. So this is the kind of gold pins that I've been getting out of these blade modules. That's just amazing. They're just amazing. Hi, Mark. How are you? Hi, Abersom Tech. Welcome. Hi. All right. So again, I'm not going to try to get these off because it's going to pull the chip off. I'm pretty sure it's a gold banded BGA under here. So we should get 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Another one over here. It is a good board. Very densely populated, but it's got a lot of waste on it because of the RAM and the CPUs. Telecom boards have to be super, super clean. They can't have all this extra stuff on them. Every once in a while, you get a board that's really fantastic and you can ask your buyer for an exception. I know my buyer very well, and I already know he will not accept this as anything as a dual metal socket motherboard. And honestly, neither would I. I would buy this as a dual metal socket motherboard. I wouldn't. There's nothing here to upgrade to a better board. It's just there's too much stuff. So my point is, because this can only go as a dual metal socket motherboard, it's not going to get. There's nothing here that can warrant it being upgraded even to a telecom grade low. It's okay that I'm going to take this stuff off. I'm not hurting myself. I'm not hurting my buyer. Boy, look at that. I don't know. I think these are pins. Yeah. See, these I will sell like this. Boy, look at that. That's just beautiful, beautiful gold pins. So these I'll sell by the pound as well when I get enough. See, these are connector pins. Gold is the best connector for computers, electricity, such and such, so and so. Oh, there we go. I got it. I couldn't get the other one. I got this one, though. Wow. Sometimes I can get the cover off. But sometimes not. This is nice. Look at this. So these I can pull. Look at that. And I can go in with the gold pins. I might be able to get these off with a chisel. There we go. Just like that. Look at that. This one I'll get rid of the plastic. I'll sell this with the clean gold pins. Wow. And I don't know, these came off as something else. So these are just the pin tops, like it's just this part. So yeah, this one I'll have I'll clean this off and I'll put it in here with the that'll go in with the clean gold connecting pins. And this guy will just go over with its friends. Wow, that was fun. Cool. Okay, again, that'll go with clean gold pins. And because this is from 2011, older the golder. Recently bought an old MacBook 2006 and it's still very usable. Tell you, those apples are amazing. I've got a couple of them too, and they're just they're so slow now. They drive me nuts. And I run a business, so I can't have a slow computer. All right. I'd love to get this off and show you the back. There probably won't be too much there. Let me see if I can find out why I can't get this board to come off. I think this is the problem. I really do. I do. Usually there's sometimes where I find a screw is down under these RAM slot handles. I always find a screw down in there that causes me issues. So I did go to the scrapyard this morning. I sold a lot of number 2 copper. I had a lot of heat sinks that were number 2 copper. And I think we got $3.49 a pound on that this morning. Yeah, it's the brackets. Okay, this should have gold bearing material. I buy cheap chisels from Harbor Freight, so I go through so many of these it isn't even funny. Well, guys, 3.7K, and I didn't even let anybody know it was going live. Wow, love it. You want to really see somebody tear stuff apart? Watch Southern Scrapper, man. He just rips the stuff apart. And that's plastic. Okay, let's see. Boy, I love when that happens. That was nice. Sometimes they just pop right off. That's just plastic. They're gold pins. They're not as clean as the other ones. You know what I'll do? I won't mix those in with the other ones. I may keep those separate. I've got quite a few of these backs. I don't know yet. There's good gold pins here. There's pins here. But I don't think they're as nice and clean as these are, so I don't necessarily think I'll put those together. I don't know yet. I gotta see what I come up with and what I've got left. Alright, one more shot at this board. It is definitely being held down by the brackets. Can't do anything about it. So that, my friends, is the Hewlett-Packard HP ProLiant 460 G7 blade server from 2011. Prior to 2020, the quality of the boards was much better, and that's kind of part of what's going on right now. Is all the board grading. These are gold band crystal oscillators. They have a lot of silver content. I save those. When I get a pound, I'll chuck them up in the eBay store. I don't refine, but I try to find stuff for people who do. There's some gold pins here. There's some gold pins here. What else did I see? I saw some other ones. These are full of gold, but I'm not going to take those off because I really, I want to make sure to give my buyer a good value for his money. He's a good buyer, and I don't want to upset him. I'll take this off. I'll just buyer a good value for his money. He's a good buyer, and I don't want to upset him. I'll take this off. I'll just this brass in here, but I have a bucket of that and I put it separately. Yeah, sharp putty knife works really good, but I'm not allowed to play with sharp objects. I cut myself too easily. I'm kidding. All right. So pinless CPU, shielded Goldfinger RAM. I have a little like mini heater, and I put these on there. I let them get warm, and then you can just pop these covers. I have a video somewhere about cleaning RAM. It's good heavy server RAM. I sell it for scrap. I don't sell it for resale. And yeah. All right. Well, my friends, I think that will wrap up today's short live. But I wanted to check in. I hadn't talked to you guys for a while. I've been just busy. We got the rental business going. Those of you who don't know, I own a band instrument repair and rental service. I've been just busy. We got the rental business going. Those of you who don't know, I own a band instrument repair and rental service. And I went mobile. I closed my shop and I went mobile, so now I just run around to people's houses and pick up and deliver instruments, and that works out well. We've got a couple of pieces of aluminum. I'll have to get the board off. I know on the back it's going to be just a basic board. There's nothing exceptional on the back. All right, well, thanks for checking in on me. Good to check in on you. I'm on my second bucket of my retirement fund. This says my first pot of gold. It's actually my second. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Any questions? Any interest in buying or selling boards or buying or selling e-scrap in the Connecticut area? Shoot me a message, and I'll be glad to answer. All right. See you guys on the next one. Be well. Thanks for stopping by and visiting. Don't forget to leave a like for the video. It really does help the channel. And see you soon. Probably Sunday morning, if not sooner. Bye-bye. See, it's the hard part. I never get to say goodbye.